Hi everybody, so today we're going to talk about food because you guys have heard it all. The keto diet, the vegetarian diet, the vegan diet, the paleo diet, the balanced diet, no carbs, carb cycling. You have heard it all. And you know what? It all serves a purpose. Every diet has its own good things, probably some of its critiques, but they all actually work. So let's chat about food here. You've heard there's so many different diets out there. There's like the caveman, there's the keto, there's the vegan, vegetarian, paleo, carb cycling. Those are some of the really popular ones. And then you have the ones where you do intermittent fasting, or you do fasting, or you do all these cleanses. There's so much out there, you guys. Let's all agree, one thing for sure is king, and that's veggies. Because pretty much any of the diets that you look at, veggies are top, and they're in there, and everybody pretty much agrees that they're awesome, no matter what diet you're looking at. Now, the other thing is that the secret thing here is that pretty much every diet, food plan, whatever, works as long as it has like a healthy base. Some of the diets are a little bit more of a lifestyle more than a diet. People have turned them into diets, but they're not really let's see. Every diet, like every way you eat is a diet. You either have a bad diet, you have a good diet. So some diets that are named out there are more of a lifestyle and more belief-based than they are for like weight loss, muscle gain. So it depends what you're trying to do. Having said that, let's say that you're looking for a coach, or you're looking for a nutritionist. You're looking for somebody to help you with your food plan, to help you with your diet. Make sure that that person can answer you the questions when you ask why and where did this diet come from, what's it based on. Like, you want to ask the questions, and they should be able to answer you. They should be able to answer you why you're eating so much meat, or why you're not eating any meat, why you're eating, this much fat or not any fat, or whatever. They should have a really good knowledge of why they believe that this is the best food plan for you. So before you go out there and pay all this money, make sure that the person who's going to help you can really answer your questions and is flexible and can work with your lifestyle. That is really important, because people, if you are not building it into your lifestyle, it becomes a diet. And the more that you yo-yo diet, go up and down and up, and you do these crazy diets, like you just deprive yourself, guess what? Your body becomes resistant to that. You actually really damage your metabolism. What that means is that you eventually can't lose weight very easily. You feel sluggish. You can't get your energy back up no matter what you try. And that's too bad. It is fixable. And again, if you have the right coach, the right nutritionist, they can help you fix that. But it does take time, and it can get really frustrating. So try to stay away from yo-yo dieting and try to find a lifestyle for you. Secondly, try to be really patient with your food plan and with the person who you've hired to help you with this. Or if you've just chosen to do it on your own, which is fine, make sure you're patient with it and don't jump from one thing to another. Everything takes time. Now, let's just say that we're talking weight loss here. Because most people are trying to lose weight. You might be trying to gain some muscle as well, but let's say it's weight loss. You didn't put all that weight on in 1 week, so you're certainly not going to take it off in 1 week. It usually takes a consistency. One of the problems that I see a lot is that people are just not consistent. They just are not willing to put in the time and the effort and the change, and it can get a little uncomfortable, and you are going to get some cravings. And at first, you're not used to it because it's a change and it's not your habit yet. But if you stick to it, and if you keep on trying, and if you work in close relation with your coach, I promise you it'll work. So now let's get to the diets. So we have some that are lifestyle and belief, like vegan. If you're a vegan, you're not eating any animal products, you're not using any animal products, you don't have animal products in your home. You are really against cruelty to animals, from taking from animals, and you really want to protect them. And I think it's a wonderful thing that people are vegans out there, and that educate us, because even if you're not full out vegan, but you try to reduce any kind of suffering, that makes you a wonderful person. So I use a lot of like creams and makeups and body wash and stuff that are vegan and that are actually PETA approved. And that's just a small thing, but it makes a big difference. Like you stop a little bit of the suffering. So that's awesome. But vegan is definitely a set of beliefs, and people who are vegans are usually very they're vegans, and that's awesome. Vegetarians, there are different types of vegetarians. There are vegetarians that are closer to vegans, don't eat any meats, no eggs, no dairy products. And then you have some vegetarians that eat fish and dairy products and eggs. That as well is just a choice. Sometimes it's just a preference because they just don't really like meat, and that's okay. And you could definitely have a food plan that works with that. Then you have the keto diet and the caveman diet, which are almost complete opposite. So let's start with the keto. The keto, again, let me tell you this. Keto is not new. It's not a fad diet. It's not. It's been around for a long time. It's just been studied for epileptic seizures. It's been studied for cancer. It's been actually studied for the Navy SEALs, stuff like that, because of what it can do for your brain, how it can help you actually for also people who work in submarines and stuff like that, because of what it can help, how it can help when you are submerged for a long amount of time underwater. I can't get in the science of it because I'm not 100% sure about all that, but keto is not just this weight loss fad diet. It's been around for a long time. If you have a child that's very epileptic or somebody who suffers cancer, most types of cancer, they're going to want to be on a keto diet and will often be recommended by doctors. Also, people who are prone to Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, memory loss, dementia, all those things. And as you're getting older, going a little bit more on the keto side where you're really high in fats, moderate protein, and extremely low carbs is where you're going to want to be. Now, some people practice keto for weight loss, which is great, but I always say keto doesn't equal weight loss, because you can be on a keto diet and you can be eating 2,000-3,000 calories. And for some people, that's, it's what they do because it's their life, it's the way they live, and they have a purpose for it. Now, if you're using keto for weight loss, now that's a different story. So now you do have to monitor your calories, because you will not just lose weight just because you're on keto. You will have an initial weight loss because you do lose a lot of water that we hold because of carbs and stuff like that. You will lose a lot of bloat. That's why the reason I really like to start people off, let's not say keto, let's say low carb. I like to start people off low carb keto, because you see an initial right away, you see the belly tighten up and you feel better right away. So it's great. It's a great diet. Make sure you read up on it. Make sure you're doing it properly. And again, you want to find somebody who knows what they're doing with this stuff. A really good book, though, if you're looking at it for more health purposes, a really good book is Grain Brain. I'm looking at it right now because I have it here. It's amazing. And you also want to look up Dr. Dominic D'Agostino, who is awesome, done a lot of research with keto, and he eats purely keto. And he has all his own reasons for doing it. And if you listen to a few podcasts with him and Tim Ferriss, you will definitely learn a lot. So it's definitely, it does work. People do lose weight if they follow the proper keto diet. You don't need to eat a dirty keto diet. A lot of people say it's dirty because you can fry foods, you can eat bacon, you can eat tons of cheese. And yes, you can. Absolutely, you can. So you can go out and have chicken wings, whatever. But you don't necessarily need to eat a dirty keto diet all the time. You could definitely eat a clean keto diet where you are eating nuts, seeds, avocados, healthy oils. There are different ways of getting fats, wild salmon, that are not just a dirty fat. I mean, some people love it, and that's okay. I do eat bacon. I do like it. I feel, do I need to eat it every day? No, not really. But anyways, so that's that for the keto diet. It does work, but keto doesn't equal weight loss. I say that all the time. It could be just a lifestyle because you feel absolutely phenomenal because those fats are feeding your brain. The cholesterol is so good for the brain. Unbelievable. So if you do have young children, I do recommend healthy oils, avocados, seeds, amazing for their brain development. If you have aging parents, I do recommend coconut oil, MCT oils, and all the other healthy fats. Those are really good for their brains. Okay. what else can I say about keto? I don't know. It's great. It does work. You do lose weight using it. You cut carbs. It is what it is. Then you could do low carb, where you do have some carbs and, a little bit higher fats. It's not going to be as high as keto because you have some carbs in there, moderate protein, and a little bit of carbs, which is usually my own preference. Being 41 and being native, which I'll come back to after, does make a difference in my life for me. I know as soon as I kind of hit that 39, 40 especially, and now that I'm 41 going on 42, it has slowed down. I have to really be aware of what I'm putting into my body. Even though I'm super active and I eat super healthy, I have to make sure that what I'm putting in my body is good, and I have to make sure the calories are at a good place, because if I'm eating too many carbs, I see it right away. I'm bloated, I feel puffy, and that, I believe, also has to do with background. This is where I'm going with that. I am from Native background, which does mean that we were never meant to eat tons of carbs, because that was never part of our original meal plan. If you think back to where we come from. So, there is a lot of studies done for that. I'm going to let you research that. Wherever you're from, there is an actual way to eat. Okay. There's another really good book, you guys. It's called the Blue Zone Project. Amazing book. Really interesting, because they went out and they studied the best blue zones in the world, which that's where centenaires live. So people who are over 100, they studied why they live at that long. And one of the major things is because they're eating off the land. They're eating what is around them, what they can find locally, and they're living to be super old. So they're actually doing this project where they're bringing that into certain areas in the States to help people get healthier. Makes tons of sense if you start researching. So obviously, if you're from the Orient, you're not going to have the same effects from diet as I do. Okay, so there's a lot of research to be done there, and I don't have all the scientific facts by any means. Then we come into let's say just your carb cycling, which also works phenomenally for some people, especially if you're trying to build a little bit of muscle. And again, depending on age, depending where you're from, depending how much body fat you have to lose. And that's huge here. Okay, so if you are at a place where you are fairly lean, so for women, 15% body fat, for men, 10 to 12% body fat, if that's where you're at, you could pretty much maintain and kind of get a good carb cycling going. You could pretty much have those carbs. And Charles Poliquin said it, you have to earn your carbs, all right? And Charles Poliquin is another amazing person to research for food, okay? But he said it, earn your carbs. And in women, 16% body fat, you could possibly carb cycle or add in a little bit more, and get away with it and maintain where you're at. For men, it's about 10 to 12%. And they can usually add in some carbs and maintain where they're at. Now, if you have a significant amount of body fat to lose before you start really building the muscle, carb cycling might not be ideal, depending what you want to do. So let's say you want to compete, but you have a whole year, then carb cycling might be what you want to do because it's such a long amount of time. But that too, you have to find a coach, you have to find a nutritionist, and you got to get the right information. We're here for you for that, actually. So just a heads up, it's what we do. And we actually have great, amazing background in it. I actually went to school in Ottawa, and I actually took a lot of this stuff. And so I have a little bit more of that type of background. And Troy has been working in the industry for well over 25 years, I want to say. So he's done countless diets. He's seen it all. So if you ever want to get, and you should, get in touch with us, make sure you email me. I leave everything in the comment box, so check that out. Okay, so that's where we're at with the carb cycling. It does absolutely work. It works especially for athletes, for people trying to put on muscle. And just depending where you are in life and what your goals are. Balanced eating. Balanced eating is let's look at the food and let's kind of eat what the Canadian Food Guide tells us. That as well, controlling your calories could lead to weight loss. It might be a little bit slower, but usually it fits lifestyle a little bit better. Depending, again, because once you're doing some carbs and stuff like that, you have to measure it out a little bit more. yeah, so that's a whole like balanced eating and being able to eat a little bit of everything, it works. You know what it is? It's healthy food. The thing is, a lot of people want to eat balance, but they want to fit in some chips, and they want to eat balance, but they want to fit in cake. And those things have their time and place. No, like a bowl of chips or a bowl of popcorn or a piece of cake on somebody's birthday, it is all good. But to have dessert every night, that's not part of the balanced meal plan for health purposes. I mean, you will get some coaches who can say, yes, you can fit it into your macros. For sure, that's part of your macros, it fits. But let's look at health here. You can't claim to be a coach or a health coach and be okay with that. I mean, for some purposes, fine, it's all good. And everybody has a different opinion. My opinion, and for the people that we train and that we help and that we coach, we do try to keep it a little bit more on the healthy side of things. Just because we won't be those coaches who can say, sure, you can have Fruit Loops, it fits into your macros. That's not going to work. We might just say, sure, you could fit in some steel cut oatmeal, it fits into your macros. So those are all things that you want to look at when you're looking for a coach, for a nutrition coach. And when you're thinking about your own diet. Okay, so let's say you're just doing this on your own. You need to get healthy. Well, if you have really bad habits, start small. Just cut out like the junk food, okay? So instead of snacking on junk food at night, make yourself like a nice like platter of like some cut up chicken, maybe a few pieces of salami. I know it's not that healthy, there's other stuff in there, but let's say just to leave behind the chips and get rid of that stuff. So let's say you cut up some salamis and some olives, some pickles, some cheese, some crackers. Start there. Make it whole grain crackers, put in some fruits in there, put in a few veggies and dip. Just do the small exchanges so that you're snacking on stuff that's a little bit healthier than the pretzels, the chips, the chocolate, the ice cream, the cake, the whatever. And don't buy it. Don't say you're buying it for your kids, because I have kids. I know what it is. I buy stuff for my kids, and guess who ends up eating it? Me. So don't buy it for your kids. Don't buy it. They don't need it either. There's stuff, or like they really don't. Kids do not need it, or just buy enough that it'll just be in their lunch, and you know that if you eat one, you're going to mess up that lunch order because you won't have enough till the end of the week. Stay away from the junk. Start small. Just stay away from the junk. All right? Just make the small changes. Switch it up for an apple and cheese. Like if you're going to have like, I don't know, these like Ritz crackers with Cheese Whiz or something, try having an apple and a cheese string. Sorry, I'm going to take you guys with me to my messy kitchen because my timer's going off and I need to shut it all down. I am cooking. I cook all the time. That as well is, let me just check on this chicken. Okay, that as well is a habit that you have to get into, honestly, to have, I had to turn it back on, it's not cooked. To be able to succeed in having a good food plan and a good lifestyle and stuff, you need to start cooking at home. And if you're going out to eat, there's so many options. So let's touch on that. The video is getting long. I know. I hope it's somewhat interesting. So if you're going out to eat, make the right choices. If you're trying to follow a food plan, make the right choices. Going out to eat, let's say at the Keg or a steakhouse or whatever, order a smaller piece of meat. Doesn't matter which one. Whichever you pick, let's say a 4 to 6 ounce. If you're a girl, try to stick to 4 ounces, bring the rest home. If you're a man, try to stick to 6, maybe 8 ounces, bring the rest home. Order veggies with it, leave the potatoes, don't do the bread basket, unless it's the night that you picked, that you're going out and you're enjoying it, which we do. We do usually, every weekend we have something that we really enjoy. Probably every second weekend, we'll go out to eat, but we also like to keep it for like when we go to Toronto, where they have amazing restaurants, and then we just splurge and we have it, and we can enjoy it without feeling any guilt whatsoever. So stay away from the fast food. Mind you, some fast food now, like they'll wrap your burger in a lettuce wrap, so you skip the white bun and stuff like that. So that can work. There are always options out there to make things a little healthier. If not, just cut the portion in half. So if you are just, I'm having the pasta, whatever, then have the pasta, Get them to bring you a takeout container and pack some up. Bring it home. Bring it to your kids, bring it to your husband, bring it to your boyfriend, bring it to your dog, bring it for the next day at the office. Whatever. Just bring it. Don't eat all of it. Same with the bread basket. You're saying, no, I want that bread basket. I want it to go back. That's fine. Put it on your plate. Tell them to bring you a takeout container and bring that home. Give it to the birds. Bring it to the work. The best thing, if you have junk food in the house that you feel bad throwing out, somebody gave you treats and you feel bad throwing them out, bring them to work. Bring them to work, and then you stay out of the room. Go to work and let somebody else eat that junk, okay? Because it is just junk. And don't feel bad about putting it in the garbage, because you know what? It ends up in the toilet regardless. So do not feel bad about wasting food. Don't buy it to waste it, but if you have junk that you really need to get rid of, put it in the garbage. Get rid of it, all right? So we've touched a lot of stuff. I am really excited. There's so much to talk about when it comes to nutrition. So that's that for tonight. But I'm sure I'm going to talk about this again, because I always have like crazy stuff to say about nutrition. I can talk about it all day, especially if people start throwing questions at me, then it's over. So maybe I'm up for a seminar or something. I love talking about this stuff. I love teaching people. So you guys, if you need to get a hold of me, you could leave me a message right here on YouTube. Leave me your email. I will get back to you. Otherwise, you could email me at Celine, CELINE222@live.com. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram at Celine T2Fit. So yeah, CELINE T2FIT. Celine T2Fit on Facebook, on Instagram. Leave me a PM, leave me a DM, whatever. Get a hold of me. And I don't work by myself. I work with my amazing husband, who's not here today because he's running our amazing business. We own a gym. We own personal training, coaching, boot camps. We love helping people with this stuff. We've been doing it for years. So just, touch base with us. Let us help you. Not only can I help you with your nutrition, I can help you live your best life. I promise you, I am living my best life. I know how to kind of get it done. And it took me years to learn it. And it took me a lot of ups and downs. And trust me, maybe we'll get into a video of all my ups and downs. I have been through some crazy ups and downs. And I've always picked myself up. And here I am at 41, super happy, loving life. I love teaching everybody. I love helping people. So just get a hold of me. Let's do this. Let's live your best life. Have a great evening, guys, or great day, or great morning, whenever you're watching this.